Does anyone wish to lead?
Well, this is probably how snug is this for me, for Victoria?
The vault itself was bad timing on the apple, Chris.
We can give you a minute.
The vault itself is it's like a decent sized room. You can walk around in there. The hole in the back is like shoulder width for you. It's a squeeze.
Okay. I don't think I should lead. It looks like it's going to be a little tight.
I think I'm just gonna look down and go, Mouse, you go first.
Well, should have figured.
Oh, you be nice to Sarah.
No, it's okay, Grandpa. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Don't worry. Would you like to be behind me, or would you like to be in the back?
Oh,
Since
you know me.
Everything,
I'm really good at keeping an eye on things that aren't happening, so I'll go wherever you need me.
That's why I love you so much.
Me too.
I love that Lemon Whisker has just built a rapport here by fully leaning into the delusions.
I mean, I feel like it was sort of established that Lemon Whisker and Biscuit have worked together, like, at least once, so...
Yeah.
Sarah Lemon Whisker is his name.
I was kind of wondering if you were gonna keep choosing different wrong names, but I like you've been consistent on one wrong name.
Right?
Oh no, we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
Lemon Whisker, you move forward and peek your head into the gap, and you see, you have dark vision, I assume, right?
Up to 300 feet.
Beautiful. You see that this opening emerges into what looks to be a natural chamber beyond it. So like this room was like carved out and masonried at some point, but there's a void that has grown beyond the chamber. And you see it looks like the tree itself has had some decay or some damage at some point. Maybe it was something that happened a long time ago when the tree was like partially felled. But it is beyond. You are set into a wall about 30 feet up, looking into a massive chamber, for lack of a better term, that is shot through with jagged, splintered spikes and like, I don't know what to say, debris, kindling, refuse, most of which is larger than you, just kind of like this huge tree like had a partial breakage, and it's kind of what you're looking out into here is just being amongst all of that splintering wood.
So, am I safe in assuming that the gap to get to that is probably a bit too snug, perhaps, for Victoria?
That is, she's very snug, and also the gap opens very quickly into like a 30-foot drop.
Okay. Sarah, how much of an edge is over there?
It's a 30-foot drop, you said?
Yeah, so like you take a couple steps into like the thickness of the wall, and then there's about a 30-foot drop off to like the floor of this chamber that you're in.
So very short and then a sudden drop.
Oh, okay. I just need to... Can you stand right next to the edge so that I can get a bearing?
You got it, Grandpa.
Thank you.
Lemon Whisker stands as far back as he can, turns around, faces his grandpa.
Perfect. All right, Steve. That's Victoria. Up with me. And I will use, if you're willing, that is, I will use, use my blink to use ride along and pull you with me to that spot right at the end of the doorway.
Yes,
only I won't use the mana to quiet. So just unlike normal where it's been very quiet and there's been nothing, there's suddenly like a huge like suck in of wind that blows back out as soon as I disappear. And we both pop up on the other side.
Buffeted by this like gale of wind, just as Victoria and Biscuit appear. Are you going to like the edge of the drop off?
Yeah, basically with enough room for Victoria to stand there without falling.
Yeah. So Victoria, so you're like, how do I squeeze through this hole?
Oh, thank you. That was, I mean, I'm familiar with blink mages, but wow, that was intense.
Well, it gets better.
That's true. So you've probably worked with blink mages before, possibly.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them can just pull someone along with them. That is like a very much rarer specialty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't have ever been taken with someone. Ooh,
So
that was
that.
really helpful, though. I'm feeling that was going to feel very claustrophobic, and now I'm a little concerned about this jump, but I'm otherwise okay. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. You can do it yourself. I know what you're capable of, you weirdo.
So now are me and Lemon Whisker just standing on the edge of this drop off?
You are wherever you've chosen to be at this point. Lemon Whisker, Victoria, and Biscuit are definitely right up at the edge.
At the edge. But we all need to go down.
Presumably.
All right. I'm gonna, like, it's an elegant kind of skitter. It's an elegant sort of spider walk, you know, to, like, catch up with the group. Now that everybody has, like, done their thing. I'm going to go to the edge, and then I'm going to take my, my spider silk and say to the group, I will be happy to lower you all down, if you don't mind holding on to the rope.
Ooh.
How strong is this rope?
Oh, I've never dropped anyone.
Less worried about dropping, more about snapping, but all right, I'll trust you.
I mean, wait, Chris, can I hold a centaur?
Yeah, Victoria's looking at like,
Fine, I've got you. We can go. We can go down, Steve. And I just, if you're willing, let's go, Steve. And then I'll just blink to the bottom with her.
I was going to say, you're like, can I hold a centaur? It's like, well, I suppose it doesn't matter. The answer to your question mechanically, yes, the rope is very strong.
That's what I thought.
The challenge
That's
is
what I thought.
securing it.
yeah. I just imagine, I had this like weird visual of like a centaur hanging from like, it's wrapped around the middle and they're like doing a weird teeter-totter.
Like Emperor's New Groove, just...
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so Biscuit and Victoria, you're down in the middle of this room. Lemon Whisker, ready to be lowered by the rope that Victoria secured. Lemon Whisker, while jacked, canonically, not nearly as heavy as Victoria would have been.
Yeah.
No, although I could have made her lighter.
Ooh.
Neat.
There were several ways to solve this problem.
Yeah.
So that actually kind of answers the next challenge I was going to put towards you. I was going to say that this might be a might check if Lorelei is simply going to muscle you down. But if you have the ability to just be lighter...
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use Unshackle. Reduce the weight of any object by 25 pounds, so long as you sustain the spell. And it's 1 mana to activate, 1 to sustain. But, like, the regeneration of my mana is more than 1. And so I'm going to upcast it and remove, like, 50 pounds. So I'm very light.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Lorelei, it feels like a child is just like clinging to your rope as you begin to lower him down.
Less than a child.
Yeah.
He was already a child. Child size.
It's like, he's very tiny.
Yeah.
Plus
Lorelei,
Warhammer.
just for thoroughness' sake, is this an entangling web or an inert one?
I don't think I would have made it a tangling web.
Okay.
I'm not trying to ensnare my
Just
my
checking.
comrades. Yeah.
Just checking. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lemon Whisker, you are lowered down quite easily to the floor, and Lorelei, you are free to descend how you choose.
I mean, I'm just gonna like spider crawl down the wall.
Yeah. You guys see Lorelei literally just walk over the edge, walk down in an elegant skitter.
That is
Elegant skitter.
unsettling.
Elegant skitter. Yeah.
Beautiful. You guys emerge into this splintered room. I would like everyone to go ahead and make a precision check for me.
Okay.
I need y'all to know that Victoria is not very precise. That's a 5 for me.
Biscuit is the only one who catches. As you're watching the Spider Woman descend down, you hear, her skittering down this kind of like wooden splintered wall, and then you hear it kind of echoing around the chamber. And then I think you clock, there's more than one skittering thing in this room.
Oh.
Hey! Sylvia! Do you have friends that you brought with us you didn't tell us about?
I glare down as if I've been accused of something terrible. And I just go, why?
Because there's more skittering than your fancy skittering.
I say I slow down, but I don't stop, and I look around. And I have dark vision, but I don't know.
You do have dark vision. Lorelei, so Biscuit clocked that there is something there with his check. Lorelei, I will say for free, what you are able to clock, amongst all of the jagged outcroppings in this room, you look around and look deeper in, not close to the opening here, but further into the room, webs.
Oh!
Lots of webs.
Lots of webs. I'm gonna skitter faster.
All right. Where are you heading?
Straight down.
Straight. Oh yeah, you get to the floor. You've rejoined your companions. No problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So am I safe to assume that, like, you seemed aghast at my accusation but said nothing back?
No, I asked.
Slow down for a second.
You said I heard other skittering. I paused, looked around, saw spider webs, and then just went faster. Yeah.
Oh no.
Her skittering became a little less elegant.
Yeah.
And she starts speeding down. I just go, "You didn't answer me, Greg."
And then I get to the bottom and just say, it's just spiders. It's nothing to worry about.
I mean, when you're as small as us, spiders are a little more worrisome.
I mean, yeah, that's how they got that hobbit fella.
I don't know what he's talking about, but so often do not understand what Grandpa's talking about.
What's a hobbit?
But it's fine, because typically he's correct. So I'm just assuming he's correct right now.
Lorelei's just going on like, spiders do get a lot of people. Spiders get a lot of people.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah. Spiders do get a lot of people.
No, spiders understand people. It's why spiders typically are therapists.
They get people, right?
Yeah.
They get it.
They get it.
They get it. But Chris, are you saying that, like, I saw spider webs, he heard spider skittering, and now we have to do something about it? Or can we just move along?
Two of those things were correct. You are standing at, one end of a long room with the opening above you. There is a field of jagged wood ahead of you, like broken tree trunks, effectively, through which Lorelei has clocked an enormous number of webs crisscrossing the area.
Mm-hmm.
The path forward is through that. What would you like to do?
Oh, I guess
there will be a point when the DM decides that things happen.
Yeah.
What's the distance?
Nearest kind of area of like webs and stuff is about 30 feet ahead.
Okay. And how long does the field of webs extend?
About 100 feet.
Right.
Okay.
Can we see
The field
a
of webs
clearing
are
past
alive
the
with sound of
webs?
music.
Sorry.
2 questions. John first.
Can we see a clearing past the webs that seems open?
Go ahead and roll a precision check for me. Mika, what was your question?
I was just saying, the spiderweb fields are alive with the sound of music.
Yeah, obviously.
7 on that precision.
You do not see a clear path now that like Lorelei has kind of indicated that there's stuff there. It looks like a pretty choked room full of stuff. Skittering is starting to get louder.
I mean,
Victoria's
I'm gonna
starting to do like the horses, the thing
Nervous
horses
horse
do.
stance.
Yeah.
Nervous horse stance.
I mean, I think I'm gonna start I'm just gonna start handling a couple of weapons.
Okay.
I'm just like pulling out the sai. I'm just kind of like having some acidic reserves ready. Feeling like I'm gonna have to do something, but I'm not quite doing anything yet.
I think the only thing I would do is I would have one hand on my staff and one hand on the dagger on my belt.
Mika.
I'm gonna,
Ooh, go ahead. No. I was going to say Lorelei, and then I said Mika's name. Sorry.
Lemon Whisker's gonna ask Lorelei for bows and arrows.
Oh, Victoria.
Victoria.
Victoria, who was
Victoria.
holding-
Victoria.
Yeah.
Okay. She's going to pull those out. She's clocking what Lorelai's doing. She pulls out her club, tosses the stuff to Lemon Whiskers.
You guys look up to see, flitting through the darkness above you towards the opening that you just came through, a number of shapes. Ross. I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Okay.
There's just 1d12 flat. We have a tiebreaker system in place if needed. Mika has that one.
2.
Oh, okay.
It's a 1!
That's okay, because I rolled a 1 as well.
How many people roll? Okay, that's great. It's exciting.
11.
Neat.
11 for Biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Save the day.
lovely. All right, so we've got both Victoria and Lorelei. Who has, I think Lorelei is going to win that tie. I can check if I need to, but usually the tiebreakers are who has less armor or more speed, and I think Lorelei wins on both counts.
Yeah, probably. I'm speedy.
Lorelei
Right.
and Victoria. Okay. Biscuit, you are first to act. You look above you and see a number of, you've got dark vision, skittering, tiny, small giant spiderlings, if that makes sense.
Okay. In that case, I am... Let's see here. I'm going to look directly at them. I'm going to drop my staff. And I am going to cast Repel.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and read that off for us.
Pick a point within range. All creatures in a 10-foot radius of that point must make a might check against my spell check target. Taking 3 die 6 kinetic damage on a failure, half as much on a success.
What is your spell check target for Force Mage skills?
For Force Mage, it is a 13.
Okay, well, with a whopping +1 on might, one of them saves purely because it crit. You reach up and you see these, just in the darkness, these 3 little spiders are kind of clustering together. What's it look like when Biscuit casts this force magic?
So it's intrinsically tied to his 4 magic, which is the teleportation. So it will actually use the after effect for the blinking, where it will actually create a gust of wind and slam things into the center of that target.
Cool.
You guys, those of you who have dark vision, look up and just see the world, like the fabric of reality, twist and pop a little bit right above you. The failure state on that. So roll the damage.
All right, so the damage is a 15.
15.
15. Yeah, I did well. I believe that is kinetic damage. On a failure, large or smaller creatures that fail the check are pushed 10 feet away from the point and knocked down.
Wild. So we won't be knocking down the two that failed, because the two that failed are immediately blasted apart into bits. You guys are showered with a scattering of spider legs. One of them that did succeed, you see, is actually like the distortion happened like above it and just forced it further into the wall, and it is crawling away in kind of like a skittering. It is not alone. You see more things starting to form around, kind of coming from different directions. Biscuit, you have one more action. What would you like to do?
See, I used quite a bit on that one, so we're going to do... I'm going to use my blink ability to teleport behind Victoria, a.k.a. Steve.
So you guys see Kobold, whoom, spider bits, confetti, whoop, disappears.
Gust of wind.
Gust of wind behind you, Victoria. Next up in initiative are the spiderlings, two of which have been blasted into spider shrapnel. Two fun. Spiderling. Coming down out of the darkness, aimed at, we're gonna say, Lemon Whisker and Victoria. Sticky blast of webbing comes down and crashes on top of you. When the creature starts to turn there. Okay, so you two are surrounded by 10 feet of sticky webbing. That is going to be one action from them. And then one of them, well, both of them are going to descend from the ceiling and be on the ground. We'll say 15 feet to either side of your group. That's two actions from the remaining two spiderlings there. And then I do have a third one. He is further away right now. It's just going to move for this turn. Up next, who has the highest precision here? Let's do a round table. Biscuit.
2.
Or Victoria. 4-0. Okay. Lemon Whisker and Lorelei. As this is all happening, boom, 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 boom. So you skitter, web. You hear, Victoria, we're gonna say you're close to the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
And now Kobold is right behind her.
Yes. I meant to say, Lorelei, you're close with your group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like physically within space?
Yeah.
As the web crashes down, you have an arachnics ability.
Mm-hmm.
You touch some of that webbing.
Mm-hmm.
It is connected to all of the other webbing in this room.
Yeah.
You feel there are, in fact, 4 little spiders crawling around, these like mastiff-sized spiders, and one much, much bigger one approaching across the ceiling from the darkness. As it grows closer, Victoria, do you have your Amulet of Light activated?
I should have said that earlier. I had thought about it. I was
assumed.
going to ask you. Yeah, I would have to have it on to be able to see.
Okay,
It
so this
has
this red light in the area begins to dim. As Lorelei, you detect this thing moving closer to you through the darkness. It's going to take 2 full actions to move. Victoria, your light goes down to like being like a glow stick.
Neat.
That is my other baddie's ability. Lemon Whisker, you're up. Lorelei, you're on deck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what can I see around me? Is it mostly just the imminently? It's just the two on either side of us.
You got a spider 15 feet in either direction, and it sounds like at least one or two, a wounded one on the ceiling and another one kind of within the area a little bit further away.
Okay, I'm going to use my ability Double Tap. So, as part of this action, make 2 ranged weapon attacks against the same target. Each attack has a but it sounds like only one hit kind of kills these things.
One of them is wounded, the other ones have not been hurt yet.
Okay, then yeah, I'll use it on one of the ones that hasn't been hurt yet.
Beautiful.
Alright, so with a -3 penalty hit, I can hit it twice. Okay, so for ranged weapons, it's plus precision.
Yes. Are you using the flintlock or your bow?
Bow.
Yeah, okay, because the flintlock's got reload. So, bow. Go ahead and roll them.
9.
9? Beautiful. Is that for both? Both attacks? Double tap is 2 attack actions, right? Or 2.
That's a crit. So it gets me a fate point.
Yeah, go ahead and take your fate point, because I don't think you're going to need the critical effect on that weapon. Beautiful. Okay, roll a damage for us on the both hits.
Excellent. Okay.
Short bow, right?
Yeah.
Or war bow. I don't remember which one.
Longbow.
Longbow, even better.
Yeah. Okay, so that's so 1d6. 1d6. That is. That's 2 1s.
Cool. I will give you the option to, instead of the fate point, inflict the impaled counters instead. For the crit.
Okay. I feel like I don't have anything for this, do I? Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so go ahead and roll another d6. So that one of those untouched spiders is down 2 points.
That's a 6.
But has 6 impale counters. So you guys see Lemon Whisker quips around into the darkness as one of these spiders descends and just puts 2 arrows straight through its legs, skewering it to the ground. Spider, not terribly wounded, not moving very well. You still have one more action, friend, because that was one ability, double tap.
Yeah, and so I am going to double tap the other one.
Love that.
All right. Oh my god, that's 2 crits.
No way.
Good God.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, 2 crits with a double tap. Pop, 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 pop. You're full Legolas right now. Roll the damage, and again, I'll let you wait until the end to see if you want the fate points or to just impale the crap out of this thing.
I love the visual of jacked mouse Legolas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 4 and a 6.
4 and a 6. So that was one of the other untouched ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 4 plus 6 is oftentimes 10. That one looks critically wounded. Would you like to impale or fate point? Last legs on this thing, I'm going to be honest with you.
I guess impale then.
Okay.
Wait, is that what you're saying, or
either way? I'm just saying it is up to you. This thing does not have a lot of life left in it, one way or the other. So if you would like to do the, I would take the fate point and save it for later.
Yeah, I'll take both fate points.
Take 2 fate points, my friend.
Yeah.
Beautiful. God. All right. So, Lemon Whisker just interesting. Whips off 4 arrows in 2 different directions. Pop, 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 all hits. Absolutely skewering a couple of these little spiders here. Lorelei, you're up. Victoria on deck. 1 spider is untouched. 2 of them are critically wounded. One of them is lightly wounded, but very pinned to the floor.
Yeah.
Lorelei.
They can't they can't detect the giant one though. Only I have detected.
Only you've picked up on
Yeah.
that so far because
Yeah.
of your arachnid's ability.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to go for. But first, I have to ask a question about math and numbers. So,
Math and numbers.
when I do assassin skills, that is pulling on my stamina stats.
Correct.
But when I
yes.
do blink mage or elementalist, those are pulling on my mana stats.
Correct.
But I can do like either or. I'd be pulling from both.
Yeah, you have 2 actions. You can
Okay.
do 1 and 1
Okay.
or 2 of 1. It's up to you.
Super. So, you said that this is coming from the ceiling. I mean, like, I can't see it, but I can sense it.
Yeah, you sense
Is
this
there-
thing skittering across the ceiling.
Okay.
The big thing.
Then I'm gonna blink to the ceiling. Just
Okay.
as close as I think I
Okay.
can get to it, and then
Okay.
I want to do surprise strike with my. Wait for it. What was the name of my weapon? Surprise strike. Yeah, with the sai, with the piercing.
Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, you guys see Lorelei disappears, reappears in the darkness, those of you who can see far enough away, clinging to the ceiling because she is both a spider person and a blink mage, which is horrifying. Appears attached to the ceiling directly in front of you, Lorelei. You see skittering forward mid-stride an enormous pitch black spider emitting like a miasma of darkness and shadow that like kind of flows like an inky what's the word am I trying to say? What's the Halloween ice? Dry ice, like an inky dry ice fog, except pitch black, just sort of cascading down from the ceiling and dimming the room. Surprise strike with your side, go for it.
Oh yeah, I got to roll. That's right.
Yeah. Surprise strike. Part of the skill, make a weapon attack.
Okay.
So roll 1d12 plus is a psi precise. Let me check. Do I have 100 tabs open? Maybe.
Mhm.
A psi is precise. You can use your precision to make this attack. So 1d12 plus precision.
Okay, so it's gonna be 11 plus 4, 15.
This thing has an armor class of 5, so that'll do it.
Great.
So go ahead. We're going to say this target did not perceive you because of teleportation, so the surprise strike is going to trigger there. Once you have damaged the target with the skill, it cannot become a target again for hours. The attack deals maximum damage. That is the surprise strike ability, and also that is going to stack with target vitals on assassin because it did not perceive you. I did say that with my mouth.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to deal plus 1d6 damage from target vitals, maximized with surprise strike, and a psi does 1d4, so you're going to do 10 damage straight up.
Yep.
No rolling necessary. Straight to this thing's face. Did you, fiddling with your weapons or anything, apply any weird poisons or stuff to this weapon? Because you did say when we started the encounter you're going to fiddle around with some weapons and stuff. and whatnot.
I was. Hold on. Does that cost me an action?
Nope, because
No.
assassins have that
Yeah.
ability that lets them apply at the top of initiative.
Yeah, then it would have been. There's just so much to read, Chris. There's just so much to read. I don't have
character,
all
who
of my
dis?
poisons in front of me.
Um,
It would have been basic poison because
Okay.
it would have been like something quick and easy, like yeah.
So I believe that just stacks on poison counters. I wanted to give you the option there if you
Yeah.
were using one of your weird ones.
Yeah.
Spiders are immune to poison and don't take poison counters, so it won't, that's a moot point. I wanted to see if you're doing like the
Great.
stone kiss or something like that. So,
I'm
okay.
not that fast.
No. But 10 damage straight to the dome, whop whop, and immediately into melee range with this thing. It's not dead, it's not critically injured, hard hit, like immediately just appeared on the ceiling, plunging a dagger into its face. It recoils back, and you see it kind of like painfully recoil. This thing went from the apex predator into the room into a fight for its life. Okay. Victoria, you are up.
Yes, my vision is probably
Pretty
severely
dim
diminished.
right now. Pretty dim.
What can I see?
We will say you can see the spiders that Mika was engaging very close to you at the edge of like your diminished light source. So there's one that he pinned to the ground and one that he just absolutely eviscerated 15 feet in the other direction. They are 30 feet apart from each other, 15 feet, you're in the middle. Both directions.
The one that he eviscerated, it's like still alive.
Yeah, barely.
Okay, and the one that's pinned down is healthy but pinned.
Yes.
I'm gonna very quickly go to the one that's pinned.
Okay.
And
Be movement action.
movement action. And then attack action?
Yep.
With the club.
Just going straight in with the club. Love that.
Straight in with the club.
Beautiful. This is the pinned guy. Okay. Roll it.
Roll to attack with...
Could be might, I believe.
It is, yeah. That is a 11.
Yeah. Hits the spider that is pinned to the ground. Damage.
3.
3 damage to this thing. Okay. Did you want to stack? I'm going to give you the option to use a power attack if you spend extra stamina to pump damage. If you would like
Okay.
to.
Actually, I want to use a paladin feature.
Oh, yeah.
Strike down. You may activate this ability when you strike a target with a weapon attack. When you do, spend any amount of mana and add that much kinetic damage to the total. This ability may be combined with careful and power attacks. We're not experiencing any effect on magic here, right?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 5.
5 mana plus another, so you've done an extra 6 damage on top of this thing. That does kill it. So you just boom and smash this thing to pieces. Beautiful. That was 2 actions from you. We'll say, by the way, you were in web, so moving took double speed anyways, but it doesn't matter because it was 15 feet away. You've got 30.
I've got 45 feet.
Yeah.
Plus sprinting.
Centaur. Okay.
Yeah.
We are back to the top of initiative order round 2 with Biscuit.
Right.
There is a very wounded tiny spider on the ceiling that you smashed. There is a very wounded arrow-filled spider that did not get just crushed by a centaur. There is Lorelei disappeared to fight something on the ceiling. And your cover that you were hiding behind just ran away.
Oh, okay. So, what's the biggest one I can see in this room?
What's your dark vision range?
30, I believe.
Okay, you cannot see the big thing. It is just out of range for you, based on how far Lorelei went. You can probably see, like, just at the edge of your vision where Lorelei herself went, just based on the ranges of teleportation. So you just see a bunch of tiny spiders getting demolished by your companions.
All right. In that case, I've let go of the stick, so I'm not worried about that. I, however, am very unlike Biscuit. He leans down. How far is the healthiest spider away from him that he can see?
At the edge of 30 feet, coming at this, had 2 actions, so coming along the ground towards you is a full health tiny spider.
Fantastic. In that case, I am going to use my first action to dash my full speed, or run my whole speed, which is a total of 50 to circle around it, try to disorient it, and come at it from the side using kinetic blitz.
Sick.
Read off Kinetic Blitz for us. Which, by the way, we're at the top of the second round of initiative. Go ahead and tell us what character classes Biscuit is.
Biscuit is a kobold blink force mage.
Beautiful. So Blink Mage, love it, tried and true. We've all dallied there. Force Mage is a brand new class that just came out. Biscuit is one of the first ones to run it on the show. So exciting. So
Yep.
Kinetic Blitz, read that off for us, because that's a brand new thing for the show.
So the first thing that's going to happen is because I am moving I'm moving at least 30 feet during my turn, I will gain a momentum counter. Then using Kinetic Blitz, which allows me to move 30 feet in a straight line without incurring opportunity attacks. If you would move through an unoccupied or blocked space, you instead end at the last possible open space. As part of the spell, you may make a melee attack or use another spell or ability with a range of touch against one target that you pass within range along this path. You must still spend mana and stamina for the attacks, spells, and abilities used this way. However, since I'm using Kinetic Blitz, I will be spending, thankfully, only 2 mana on this.
Yeehaw.
And I will be using another round. Let's see, that's 2, so that takes me down that. I will go ahead and use... Why not? We'll see if this spider likes what I have to do to it. I'm going to go ahead and... How big is the spider in size?
Honestly, about your size.
Okay, so about 5?
It's a medium creature, but...
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and spend... Just to make sure that there's nothing for this thing to grab onto, I'm going to spend 6 mana to activate Pocket underneath of it so that it falls in and close it.
Oh my god. Alright, hold on. Blitz, Pocket as part of that action. Review the tape later, but I think it works. I think it's legal. Alright. So you guys see this kobold rippling kinetic energy blitz into the dark, emerge in front of this spider, and this little hole in the floor goes whoop, and the spider disappears into it. That is a... Oh my god, terrifying. Force Mage combined with Blink Mage, beautiful. I think that is fully 2 actions.
And I now have 2 momentum counters from that turn.
You absolutely do. Pocket, I've got to look at Blink Mage really quick, but I think he's screwed because it's a might check, if I recall. Pocket,
It will be a contested willpower check against my spell save.
Yeah, what's your spell save, just for posterity here?
17.
Cool. The spiderling's willpower is 1. So doesn't matter. This thing just vanishes into a pocket dimension where things are going to go badly for it. As long as you maintain that spell. So that is the one wrinkle here. It's going to take you've got to sustain that mana round after round until you would know that it expires.
Yep.
Crap.
Wait,
Horrifying.
when it expires, would it just come back?
If I don't sustain it, it will pop out next to me. So since I activated at a higher cost, I assume that also doubles the sustaining cost. So it's just 3 a turn. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's got to hold on to that spell until long enough has passed that the spider suffocates effectively. And then at some point in your journeys, a Biscuit will just dump a dead spider next to you and keep going. Now, if Biscuit takes an affliction in the meantime, he can lose that sustaining, and then a spider might come out and try and kill him. But we'll see what happens in the rest of the fight. Holy!
It's like you put it in a little glass jar, and it's like if you put a bug in a jar, and you're just like, this will die eventually.
Yeah.
But it
I'll
might
take
get
that
out
outside later, and then you forget.
I'll take it outside later.
Yeah, there's no air in there.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Biscuit. Horrifying. The impaled spider is very dead. There are 2 mortally wounded tiny spiders who are trying to consume this prey that has wandered into their territory. I'm going to be real with you. Tiny spiders, given an option, are not going to fight to the death with 2 and 4 HP left.
You should step on them. You should step on them with your horse feet.
They are going to turn and spend 2 actions to flee into the darkness. If someone really wants to pursue them on their turn, they're not that far yet. But predators don't stick around to fight prey that's actively murdering them to death. That's going to bring us to the giant null spider.
The null spider? Did you say that the first time?
Oh no, I said a big thing was sneaking out of the darkness at you. And then you teleported right in front of it and stabbed it in the face. So Lorelei. Okay. Actually, you're kind of the best person to fight this thing.
That's why I took it. I'm saving my friends.
Okay. Its first action. It is going to cover the 10 feet in front of it that you are in with a blast of sticky webbing. For Lorelei, not usually too big of a deal. You kind of just, But as it hits you, feel that sag, similar to what you taught when you touched Brig earlier. It does not take an enormous might check to get out of the spider's webbing, but any creature that is touching a nullifying spider's web cannot use mana abilities.
Yeah, thank God I'm an assassin.
Honestly, kind of saving you right now. That's 1 action. Second action, it is going to make a bite attack against you.
Bitch.
What's your armor?
My armor is...
It rolled a 9.
7.
Oh, okay.
Wait, does wearing the Jazzarin... Oh, the Jazzarin...
It's already factored in.
It's already factored in. Okay.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
factored.
It's factored. Okay, bite attack from the giant spider. Okay. Lorelei doesn't have any weird stuff about taking poison damage, right?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Okay. You are going to take 1 piercing damage on your chart and 6 poison damage.
Hold on. I'm going to go to the Wilderkin page.
I don't think they have...
So.
Gorgons have that, but
I don't see that.
Wilderkin don't.
Don't see that. And what about elementalists? Probably not.
No, that's acid.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't think so. All right.
Okay,
so you said 1 piercing and
6 poison.
6 poison.
I think the poison is significantly more dangerous. I'm looking at my chart up there. You will not have hit any milestones on your damage chart yet. So that will be that. Okay. Lemon Whisker, you're up. Lorelei, you're on deck. Victoria after him.
Okay.
After her.
Can I see the null spider now?
How far is your dark vision? 300 feet?
That's what you said before. Yeah.
100% you can see her fighting this thing.
Okay. How close is it to me?
So we went 30 feet down, and we're on the ceiling. So it's got to be like, what, 60 feet up?
Well, so you teleported, so it would have to be within 30 feet. So we'll say there's like outcroppings and stuff up there. So you're fighting this thing roughly 30 feet away from where the group was on the floor. Okay. So it's roughly 30 feet away from you.
Oof, okay.
I will remind you that if you're using ranged weapons, you can double their range if you roll 2 die down.
Well, the range for my longbow is 150 feet anyway.
Not an issue.
Yeah, I guess the easiest thing for me to do... Give me just a second.
Sure.
Okay, I am going to do suppressive fire. So as part of this action, make an attack with a ranged weapon. Your attack roll suffers from a -4 penalty to hit for the attack. If this attack deals damage to the target, it suffers a -4 penalty to its next attack roll. You must make a fortitude check against a target of 5 plus your CL.
So that'll be 11, your character level.
Excellent. If it fails, its speed is halved until the end of its next turn.
Beautiful. Yeah, go ahead and make the attack. Ready, my friend.
-4. Okay, cool. So it's just a straight up roll. That is a 9.
On an armor class of 5, you hit. I rolled its fortitude check. It got a 5 plus 2. I don't believe that beats an 11. So
Nope.
all of that's going to trigger. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Excellent. One goes d6. 2.
2 damage, but it is taking a penalty for its... Also, I believe if you wanted to spend more stamina, you can... It doesn't say that this can't be combined with power attacks, right?
It does not say that.
Okay, so you could spend more stamina to deal more damage if you wanted to. Up to you.
Oh, how much extra damage does it do?
Let me grab my thing here. I believe it is 2 for 1. I think that's what I told Victoria earlier. Yeah. My handy dandy relic book now available on Amazon. Attack. Power attack. For every +2 stamina spent, add 1 damage to the total.
Oh, sweet. So in that case...
You could just dump stamina.
Oh no, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to dump... 14 stamina.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. So beautiful. And you still have one more action after this, I will remind you. Okay, so you dump...
Oh, maybe not 14. I'll dump 10.
Okay, so another 5 damage on top of this thing. Lorelei, you see... So with a ranged weapon attack, what a power attack is doing is you are spending extra exertion and effort and skill to, like, really just pinpoint a spot to mess this guy up. So you... Lorelei are engaged in combat with this thing. You see this arrow come and just stick right in like the mandible, and this thing is now, suppressed. Power and power attack and all the other stuff. Last action, Lemon Whisker. What you got?
Double tap using the last, essentially, the last of
bit of your stamina.
My stamina.
Okay,
yeah.
boom, boom, and Lemon Whisker. Go ahead and tell us.
Stamina.
Roll your attacks and your damage, and then tell us what your build is.
Oh, well, that's a crit.
Wow.
-3 for a 9. Then
Still gonna
the
hit.
other is a 5.
5 is its armor class, so 2 hits with a crit.
What's it doing? Yes, with a crit. So 2d6 for 3.
3 more damage on top of that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to do Impale or just take a fate point?
Screw it, I'll do an Impale.
Okay, roll off a d6 for that crit.
2.
Okay, Impale, for those of you who don't know, is an effect that can happen to characters and can be inflicted by characters onto monsters. It creates a situation for every, I believe it's 10 feet of movement an impaled creature takes, they take additional damage. Very bad. So that spider that had 6 impale counters would have been like, if it moves 10 feet, it immediately takes 6 damage and dies. This spider now has 2 impale counters that it can't really do anything about. It just has to live with that. Looking very,
Good.
very wounded. Go ahead and tell us your character build there, Mika.
Oh, my character build. So my main class, which isn't doing much for me right now, is a Dynamancer. It's good old gravity magic, but mostly it just affects things like around me. If that spider had been just 30 feet closer, I could have burdened the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And then my secondary class is Marksman.
Ooh.
Yeah. If you couldn't tell from the Legolas era, machine gunning of arrows. Beautiful. Love to see it. Lorelei, you're up. Victoria on deck.
Okay. So this spider in front of me has been stabbed, has been impaled. I'm covered in webs that
Yes.
I can feel are draining magic ability.
Yes.
So I'm gonna grab my, what did you call it? My blackjack. So essentially I'm just taking out like a very heavy bag. And I'm just gonna swing at it with kill shot.
Okay, yeah, love that. Part of this skill, make a weapon attack. So go ahead and do that. Your critical range for this attack is increased by 1. You can only use it once per round.
I want you to know that every time I choose what to do, I am waiting for you to tell me which die to roll.
It's just going to be make a weapon attack, 1d12 plus your might for a blackjack. One of our regular players, everybody. No, new characters. It's always tricky. I will point out,
I don't usually play a martial class.
Yeah. How much stamina do you have? Total.
12.
12, like this turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so you could upcast kill shot to increase the range an additional 1, but you don't have to.
Well, I don't need to increase the range because it's right in front of me.
No, increase the critical range. So kill shot makes it so if you, instead of, you will crit on 11 and a 12. You can spend 4 more stamina to crit on a 10 or higher. And if you had 4 more to spend on top of that, you could crit on a 9 or higher. So you can just increase your critical window. That's what kill shot does.
Okay, because I had rolled an 11. So if I had decided to spend 11, so if...
No. So you rolled an 11 to attack just now?
Yeah.
With kill shot?
Yeah.
You have crit. That is a crit.
Okay.
So you can take a fate point or use the critical effect on the blackjack.
Hold on. Let me look at the critical effect of the blackjack.
Stagger plus. Inflict dazed condition for 1d4 rounds.
I don't know. I think the spider is kind of eating it already. I want the fate point.
Yeah, take the fate point. Roll your damage.
Which is a
1d4 bludgeoning, yeah.
4. It's 2.
This thing is so on its last legs. That's one action. I believe you have another action.
I do. I wanna cut myself out of this web. So I'm just yeah. I'm gonna use my like 3-pointed dagger to sort of cut myself out and then start to retreat. So I'm gonna move back as far as I can.
So let's say it takes a might check of 5 to get out of the web.
All right, so hold on. So I used 8, so I'm down to 4.
So this is just a straight up, you're using an action to make a check and try and get out of this thing.
Yeah. So roll my d12.
D12 plus your might.
Plus might. That's gonna be 6 plus 3 is a 9.
So Lorelei, you are able to rip this web off of you. As it kind of leaves your body, you feel your mana starts to recuperate. Mm-hmm. And actually, you are just back to the mana that you had. That will be the end of Lorelei's turn. Victoria, you moved to go engage another spider, so we'll say that you are 15 feet closer, for our purposes, to the null spider that Lorelei is fighting.
Nice.
So you're... I did say that your light lets you see the spider 15 feet away from me, so yes, you can see the very gloomy on the ceiling battle that is happening above you.
Okay.
Kind of hand-waving the positioning a little bit, theater of the mind, all that.
And like you might have noticed that now I'm further away because like I have now moved considerably distanced away from the spider.
Lorelei trying to get away from this thing.
Yeah.
Hey!
I have the ability to swap my club for my warbow?
100%, yeah, they're both equipped weapons.
Okay. I'm gonna switch to my warbow.
Yep.
And roll to attack.
Yeah, the only time switching weapons is like a whole thing is if you've got like something buried in your backpack or something like that.
Okay.
Or if you tried to show up equipped with like 15 warbows, it'd be like, man, no.
Wow.
That 1 plus might?
That makes it 9.
Okay, well the armor class is 5, so
Okay.
like you literally can't miss a creature this big. Like
Fair. Okay.
Good to know, actually.
Anytime I see a 1 on the dice, I'm like,
Yeah, no, you've been trained by 5e.
I have. I just hit Lorelei, didn't I?
Yeah, hit with the warbow. Go ahead and roll your damage, and I'm going to tell you this will probably be the end of it, but let's see.
Can I do a power attack?
Absolutely, yeah. 2 for 1, extra damage.
All right, I'm gonna do a power attack, using 2 stamina.
Okay, so that's just 1 extra damage.
And then I'm gonna tack on my strike down because it's a weapon attack.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll do 5 mana again. Plus 2. So sounds like 8.
So it had 6 health left. So just with the amount of power attack plus kinetic paladin crap you stacked on there, literally could have rolled anything and killed it. So you describe to me what it looks like I want to know from Lorelei's perspective, Maddie, what does it look like as this last massive arrow nails this thing?
So this is a spider, a giant spider.
Big.
This
Bigger than
spider.
you.
Yeah, I was gonna say this spider is larger than me, which is I am not used to. On the ceiling, 30 feet above me, just pierces straight through, I think, the head of the spider.
Ooh.
Sticking into the wood, kind of pinning her by her head.
Yo.
So, yes, Lorelei, you engage with this thing, you rip the web off yourself, you start to retreat, you see Mika's arrows, and then you see this big, just warbow absolutely impale this thing, this like fading glow of paladin magic, just skewer this thing bolted to the ceiling as this spider and is pinned by the head into the ceiling, and then its whole body, like a couple of the legs kind of like dangle down, and it's just sort of body is hanging from the roof. You're out of initiative, everybody. Out of initiative, those of you who took damage, clear your damage from your chart. If you had taken afflictions, they would stick around, but this was a relatively low stakes fight. I'm sure nothing else will happen as we delve to the end of this
Yay, no
little encounter.
poison!
Yay, no poison! Beautiful.
I do have a spider in a pocket, though.
You do have a spider in a pocket. Presumably you hold that spell.
Yeah, for about 20 minutes.
Yeah. We'll say you guys explore the chamber a little bit.
Also very Doctor Who.
Yeah. Lorelei, you are able to, by just touching the webs that are in this room, you can tell that there are no other creatures surviving in here. There are a number of like cocooned little critters, some of whom you don't really recognize what they were at some point. Giant bugs and various other like weird termite demon things are just kind of crawling around in here. As you're poking around, you see in the center of this room is a pit. Dives down, 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 deeper into the heart of this massive tree of breakbough. The lunar willow is what it's called. Very, very bottom of that pit. Just squinting, and actually I'm going to say Victoria is probably the one to notice this because she doesn't have dark vision. Very, very bottom of that pit. Hundreds of feet down, you see this flickering ember light. What would you guys like to do?
So, only she saw it?
We'll say that Victoria noticed it first, and I assume told the rest of you.
Wait. What?
You don't have dark vision, so you would have seen a light in the darkness.
Oh, that's making sense now.
Yeah, sorry. That was unclear.
Dark vision.
Yeah.
Because it is a light source.
Yeah.
Okay. So
They've got dark vision privilege. It's
there's an ember up ahead. Do you guys see that?
looking
Yes.
down into this Mario-esque bottomless pit.
I guess not up ahead, but down.
Yeah.
Well,
So
let's
now
find
we
out
must-
how far it is. And I just I just flop open the hole and close it above the pit so the dead spider body starts falling. And then I start counting. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 until I hear a thud and I go, oh, that's pretty far.
Grandpa, we've been over this. Mississippi doesn't exist.
What, you don't know the places I've seen.
That's fair.
It's about 200 feet down.
Oh. Is the edge sloped at all, or is it a straight drop?
It's kind of like a funnel. Like it sort of does this, and then it kind of asymptotically increases in steepness as you go. So like you could probably walk a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So is just to be clear, this is some place that we know we have to go. Like as we're walking around and like following what feels like some sort of path, following some sort of tunnel. It's like this is the inevitable, like end that we have to go this way.
Consulting the map that Briggs sketched out for you, it does look like, yes, there were like a number of routes that have been kind of like explored in this place. But the place you're trying to get to, like what you gather from his notes and everything is that this pit is new. That something eroded out or rotted away or collapsed or was destroyed. The pit opened up, and now there's like someone went down far enough to find that there was a structure down there.
Got it. Okay.
That slope is not going to work for my hopes.
I just look at him like, you know what? You don't do things by halves here. And I grab my staff, I put it on my back, and then I just start speed running down the funnel.
Oh!
And at the last second, I will blink right to the floor.
Tell us, I would like everyone else now to know what Biscuit's actual maximum speed is.
Biscuit's maximum speed during combat is 50.
You guys see this old man Naruto run down the funnel, catching this wisp of like force mage magic of just.
I'm just like building up momentum the entire way.
Okay, so
the knees on this guy.
The knees on this guy. I'm going to tell you, in the past, I have applied portal rules to blink mages who try and use blinking to save themselves because of the conservation of momentum.
Right.
So it's not that it can't be done, it's just that you got to be clever about it.
Okay.
I will say, however, you are also a force mage. I cannot, in good conscience, say that this doesn't just work. Because your whole thing is teleporting and manipulating kinetic energy, and I'm like, kind of tracks.
In order to make it work, as soon as I hit the end, I will actually, like, throw an attract behind me to pull me away from the wall.
Yeah, okay. That's so many levels of like making this plausible that it's ridiculous. The question now to me becomes, how are the rest of you getting down there?
I am going to make my warhammer heavier, stick it in the ground, and then slowly have it drag me down.
All right. That's good. Go ahead and make just gonna do a basic 6 cleverness for me on that, just to see if we've calculated, because there's some ways the mask can surprise you.
Oh, that's a 6 on the dice, plus 3 for 9.
Beautiful. You managed to angle this thing so that it actually does act as just like an anchor, kind of slowing you down. There's a world where it gets away from you and drags you down, and you don't want that, but you kind of sussed out the way to do this. Lorelei, I have a feeling I know how you get down there.
I just want you to know that I was like trying to think of all the stuff that I have and be like, is there a way for me to slide? I just want to slide. But I don't have a slide. And I feel sad about it. Like I was like, how fast could I make a spiderweb toboggan? Like I don't know. That's my wish.
I'll say this. You could just tuck your legs up, slide down, and then just stop and walk when you get to the end. Like,
is that fair? I can slide on my spider body. I just want to slide so bad.
Lorelei goes sliding down the funnel. Victoria is left at the top.
Victoria, come on down. We've got you.
Well, cool. So give me a second.
The centaur contemplates the ramp.
Okay, so it's a funnel. I'm gonna do a classic skiing style. Like, try to very carefully go at an angle the side and like do this zigzag pattern down it.
You're slaloming?
I am.
Okay. This is a feat of athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
I do have an alternative.
Oh.
If you would like
200 feet.
Yeah. As long as I can see the pinpoint from your necklace, I can see you.
Now that the null spider is dead, by the way, it's glowing much brighter.
Yeah, Perfect. It has a radius of 60 feet, and 120 feet of dim light.
Yeah.
I just look at her, I'm like, all you gotta do is step forward. And as she decides to, is I'm going to spend 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana to create a tunnel in front of me and in front of her.
Neat.
So Lorelei, as you psych yourself up to be like, okay,
Victoria. It's Victoria.
Damn it. Victoria, as you're like, I can do this. You step forward and are just on the bottom.
Beautiful.
All right, that's really handy. Cool.
So good. I'm so proud of you. And I pull my staff out, start walking slowly, looking around.
As you guys, everyone made it down, right? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You guys are in a chamber that is kind of below like a low root ceiling where the funnel ends. So there's a little bit of a drop there. You are standing on top of looking around, especially in Victoria's light. I almost said Lorelei again. In Victoria's light, in the dark vision, you're standing on top of what looks to be a ruined temple. A long, sort of like a Greco-Roman style of like a long hall with wings and a series of pillars. But the entirety of this thing is made out of anyone who would like to can make a knowledge check, but it's a glossy black stone-like substance.
Knowledge.
7.
My stats might be a bit off. So in the middle of battle, I accidentally exited out of my character sheet. I don't know what happened, but when I opened it back up, most of my stuff had been erased.
Oh no!
No.
So it's an 8, I think. My everything after Might and Precision might be a bit off.
That's okay.
So
we can work with it. It's not going to be that huge a deal. 7 and 8 is perfectly fine to look down and recognize. This is obsidian. This entire structure is carved. Actually, 7's enough to recognize this entire structure is obsidian. A little bit higher is enough to recognize that, like, a lot of it doesn't show signs of being worked. It shows signs of being molded and formed. Not a lot of like tool markings and etchings and chippings and carvings like you would normally get with like an obsidian knife or something. This looks like it was molded from lava into this shape. And because the sides of this structure, and we'll say that the roots and the like gnarling and the mycelia and everything in here have kind of grown around it and through it, and parts of it have like buckled and shattered and broken. So there's like a path from like the roof you landed on down to like the entry level portion of it. But as you kind of come down, you realize that light you were seeing is refracting and kind of spreading out into the chamber. Because the sides are open, there is a glowing firelight faint in the heart of this temple. You guys are able to make your way around to this grand. Again, it looks almost like the Parthenon, like this big pillared hall. In the center of it, in the darkness, just some glittering ember stoked in the middle.
Well, this reminds
What do
me
we
of the
do?
tower I had back in the day.
I think, are we all like looking at each other like, who's gonna go up to it? Who's gonna go up to it?
As they're looking at each other, I just, oh, well, looks like it's a job for me. And I just start walking towards it.
I was just about to say I was going to start walking towards it.
So the two of you so Grandpa and Mouse go.
Yeah. Let's go, Sarah.
Grandpa could probably use some assistance.
Yeah.
On my way, Grandpa. Let's do this.
All right,
Victoria,
we've got...
Lorelei, anything you'd like to do? Just following?
I actually think I'm gonna stand ready in case anything happens.
Okay.
Because I have a strong sense that, like, if one person goes up and, like, an Indiana Jones, moment occurs by, like, messing with the environment, someone should be ready to react. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Are you gonna hide?
I wasn't gonna. Oh, fuck.
Why would I ask? I mean...
Why would you ask?
If you'd like to, precision check.
Jesus Christ.
You don't have to.
Oh, no, I'm checking. 8 plus precision. That's a 12. Okay.
Okay, 12 for hiding. Good to know. Victoria, following your compatriots? Yes. Okay.
Following slowly and carefully. How slick is the obsidian?
It's... So, the stuff that makes up the walls and the pillars, polished like glass. The stuff on the floor, rougher texture. It's more like walking on concrete.
Okay. Yeah. I'll follow slowly behind them.
Yeah. Clunk, 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 clunk. You three walk towards this light source. Lorelei skitters away, and I'll leave it to you to decide the manifestation of your hiding. Beautiful.
I mean, I think because of the spider body, it would be some sort of weird, like, going up next to a pillar, and then, like, you know how when spiders go up against something, their legs kind of, like, go up,
straighten out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I wrote this. I brought this on myself, but it's...
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the eating her friends thing was not me. That was all Marissa. I want that clear for the record.
They weren't really my friends. They were just my mates,
Quote unquote friends. They lost their benefits relatively quickly.
Yeah. This
yeah.
100% Marissa. The things that become canon on this show. Anyways. You guys make your way in, and as you approach, it's a long hall. The light is tricky in here. I mean, obviously it's a very dark space, but this little flicker of light is made magnificent in the scattered refractions and reflections of this place. This light is magnified many times, and these little glistening facets all over, even in the places where the pillars have been destroyed and shattered and fractured. It just makes more kind of glittering ember lights. You close, and you see that sat hunched in the middle of this great hall is what looks to have been a humanoid figure. As you get closer, looks like a mummified or burned body, long dead, holding in its cupped palms a coal. It looks like a burning coal, and that is the source of the light, like an ember at the end of a campfire or a barbecue. Just holding it in its hands. As you come closer, a voice just echoes from within this figure, and you see that same burning firelight highlights the jaw and the hollow sockets of the skull from within in time with the voice.
More come today. This place so long abandoned.
Oh, last time I walked towards the light, I ended up in the Sunless Crossing, so we better be careful here.
Not often I've met one who's come back. tickles me some. You've come to my sanctuary, be you pilgrims, acolytes, thieves.
Entrepreneurs.
I've dealt with 2 thieves this day. Are you here to collect them, or do you seek their prize?
Well, that entirely depends. Do they have anything worth anything, or what's this prize that they were seeking? I don't know. We just got here, you know.
The burned figure does not move. You see there, like I said, this whole place is lined with columns.
Mhm.
The 2 closest to this basin where this figure is sitting, either side of you, light with inner fire. Glow, bright fire glowing, illuminating the entire area. And you see, it looks like these obsidian pillars are containing an inferno within them, like as if they were hollow tubes. And you see 2 blackened figures writhing and beating on the glass, and then cuts out.
Whoa.
Mom? Dad?
Thieves in the temple of a dead god.
Ooh, you're one of them. I've heard about you.
Go ahead and make a cleverness check, Biscuit. I can't believe Biscuit's become the face. This is amazing.
That is a 12.
Natural 12?
Yeah. No, that's just a 12 total.
Modified 12. Okay, beautiful. You say, repeat your last sentence for me.
I say, oh, you're one of them? I've heard of you.
When you say I've heard of you, the ember fire in its palm pulses brighter for a second. The head of this blackened corpse snaps up and looks at you.
Truly,
Heard of your kind?
the name of my lord is so long stricken from the world.
I'm willing to learn.
This is the GM closing the encounter book. Because Biscuit just did a thing that I, in a million years, did not think was going to happen in this session.
Chris is going to have to Google his own game.
Yeah, right. There's a long pause as both the creature and entity to which you are speaking and the GM considers their next words.
Should we go on a break?
No. No, we're almost done. Biscuit says, I'm willing to learn. Unlearn. It sounds like one of those singing bowls, you know, when they trace their finger around it and that tone starts. I'll put in a cooler sound effect later. Here. Yeah, I'll put in a cooler sound effect later. I've got a whole sound pack. This tone begins to reverberate. Lorelei, pressed into the pillars and rafters, you feel the actual obsidian within this place beginning to vibrate at a very high frequency. Because of the size of the place, it is low, it is bass, it is... Biscuit.
Yep.
Need you to make a will. I'm going to ask you to do something impossible here, but you never know because crits can explode. I need you to make a willpower check. Your target is 30.
Okay. Let's do this.
Listen, I want to be clear. Farah at level 2 has rolled a 30 before. It just took some luck.
Are there some of my some of my paladin effects can aid in checks? Can I? Let me hold on one second.
If you want to put him under your Paragon's aura,
yeah,
100%, 100%.
Yes.
Also, for those of you who have gathered fate points, the GM's gonna tell you this is the check.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm going to give you both my fate points. That's 2d6.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I can give you one too.
3d6 on top of your willpower check.
Okay.
Farah, what
And
does
then-
your aura do?
So long as you're sustaining your aura, you and any allies within range may add your half of your willpower bonus to any check you make against a hostile effect.
We'll
I
say
can
for-
also upcast for every additional 4 mana. Oh, it extends the radius. I don't need to
Yeah.
do that.
What's your willpower?
5.
Okay, so add another just flat 2 to the check. We'll say it's not meant to be like harming you, but because
Right.
of the force that this could have,
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
count it as hostile.
All right,
okay,
fair
so
enough.
plus 2 plus 3d6.
Okay, here we go. Well, I don't know if a 12 on the die matters for anything.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you, you want to explode that dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that mean what do I do with that?
Roll another 12, roll
Roll
another
again.
d12 and add it.
Okay, so that is 12 plus 6.
So 18 natural plus your
Right.
willpower modifier.
All right, which is 0.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Plus 3d6 plus 2. So we are at a 20 plus
20 net,
3d6. I'm nervous.
So, so that was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32.
You got 32!
Oh
Ah!
my god, with fate points from all of your party around you.
I believe in you, Grandpa.
There's, okay. Biscuit's gonna be the main character. Biscuit.
Yes.
I'm willing to learn. In this place, I'll say within Biscuit's many travels to the many worlds, you've become familiar with the notion of a place of power. A place of power in Rubica is a place where the material world is closer to a realm of something else, be it the ether, be it the realm of a deity, or be it a natural place where like ley lines converge. There can be a lot of different embodiments of this. I'm willing to learn in this long, dormant temple that was, you realize in this moment, once a place of great power, onto which a god, just your mind falling back through time as like learn. The entirety of this place makes itself known to you. A volcano stood here, the heart of which was a place of great and holy dominion to an ancient god of fire that was long since struck from the world in a war between siblings. It fell, this heart of this volcano, this cold temple that was once nothing but warmth and heat and fire, long fell cold, became a place of growing disturbance. Another god placed upon it the lunar willow, the great tree, burying it, containing it, making it into something else, using its energy to fuel new life, new growth, harnessing that so it did not burn. Gods have relationships, gods have loves, gods have rivals, gods have enemies. Therion, god of sun, once a lover and paramour of this nameless dead god of fire, struck this willow down and would have done so, would have completely severed it and possibly freed the last kindling of its lost love, were it not for the intervention of death itself. Death stood and said, no, this one has crossed into my domain, you cannot free it once more. And so the name of this god was lost to the world. It is dust, it is history, it is ash. It is perhaps remembered only in the annals of the Sunless Crossing. But when a fucking kobold walks in, reaches for the powerful Ember artifact, the last Ember of the god of fire who once was and is no more, and tells the ever-burning corpse of its high priest, who fell here along with its god, that it is willing to learn its name because it's heard of others like it. And then succeeds on a 32 on a willpower check so he doesn't immolate. John, I'm going to put some trust in you right now.
Okay.
What's the name of this god?
Oh!
Halcyon.
Wait, like Halcyon? Like, not Halcyon, but like Halcyon? Like Halcyon,
Yes.
but it's hell?
Yeah.
Great. That's what I heard.
Nice.
It's in the book.
It's in the book! It's in the book now!
This temple flares to life. A great disturbance has happened here. These things move on an epoch geological, on a timescale truly ancient. From the ember in this priest's palm, molten fire begins to fall, burning through the remains of the priest, which slowly crumbles to ash and dust. With a sense of relief. This was a vigil long held. The ember, molten lava rather, flows down into a channel in the floor and begins to flow outward ever so slowly into troughs lining either side. Lorelei, you watch from skittered up onto a pillar as it flows out into cisterns and basins. It spirals down into this temple made of glass, made of dark glass, and the entire structure begins to not only warm, but heat and glow and emit light once more. And as it suffuses this building like veins of fire, that ember, suspended in the air, clatters to the ground in front of Biscuit.
Pick it up.
Biscuit, you have named a god today. You have... A god in this state is weak. A god in this state, if it lost its one follower, well, the 4 who know its name in the world, if something were to happen to you all, this thing would become dormant once more. This is a fragile thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Biscuit for sure. I will offer for the rest of you, if you ever reprise these characters for any reason, you are immune to burning damage, so long as you do not work against the will of the god Halcyon. That is
Nice.
a boon you have earned for bringing a god back into the pantheon that I was fully prepared to make you fight his high priest resurrected.
And now you are the disciple.
And now you have become the acolytes.
You have become the acolyte. Ah.
You are immune to burning damage, and if we ever need to get into it, probably going to be pretty hard to freeze you too. For the sake of time, you make your way back up the Great Funnel through a combination of portals, silken rope, and enormous knee power. Up through the funnel. Sorry, Lorelei.
I think Lorelei the whole time is like, is this going to affect how we get paid? We came here for a job. We found what was here. I wonder if this better be that like little money pot that we were promised at the beginning. But
as this is happening, I look at you. I'm like, it's okay, Samson. We did gain something. We gained the name of a fallen god. That is priceless. And you can take that to the bank. Halcyon will rise again!
Lemon Whisker's unimpressed.
You guys make your way back up to the vault, the collapsed wall, through tricks and magic to get your way back in there, centaur and all. Walk up to the wall of like fungal growth that has encroached into this space, and it parts before you almost the second you walk in. And standing behind Brig are two figures, one of whom you recognize, an orc with a cane, Roland, a brace of pistols, looking warily at the third, a tall elf with raven black hair and these strange like white and copper filigreed gauntlets, who greets you, immediately steps forward and goes, "What the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? Hi, I'm Lady Scythe. I hired you. What the fuck just happened? Something crazy just happened."
We've remembered
I'll
long...
talk to you about it.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
We've remembered a long-forgotten god, and we've brought them back into the world! Oh, praise Halcyon!
It's whatever.
Anyone who would like to can make a cleverness check.
Yeah.
Why not?
I did a nat 12.
5.
Wow, I got a
Nat
nat
12.
1.
11.
11. Biscuit, you clock it. I don't know if you care. Victoria, you with a nat 12, you can take a fate point. It's not going to matter. We're at the end. You clock, I think because you relate. First of all, this is a person who has the demeanor of someone who is usually 5 steps ahead of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You are clocking her spiral through an anxiety cycle right now. Just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the what? Just like, no, I have to, oh, no. She steps forward and just goes, "You remembered the name of a dead god. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Is that the thing you just said to me in this place right now?"
I did, yes.
I think Lorelei in the back is gonna say like, "Unfortunately, yes, that is what he said. That is what happened. But we did find what was down there."
Okay. And Brig just goes, code 6? Yeah, code 6. He goes, okay, all right. Brig walks back into the tunnel. It closes behind him, leaves you with Roland and Scythe in the vault. And Roland just goes, I don't know, code 6 for Breakbow. And Scythe looks at him and goes, he's got to make sure that he can't be traced to this, or people are going to come kill him. Oh, great. So he's collapsing the whole tunnel behind us. It's fine. We'll get out another way. Okay. Sorry, I'm not often at a loss for words. Well done. You did a fantastic job. You did more than I thought. Did you retrieve anything from the structure? I take it that it was a temple or place of worship of some kind.
And then I say, "He took an ember."
You see, she kind of does a thing with her hand, and like a whole series of like flickering magic runes just goes past her face, and she goes, "Yeah, that tracks. Okay. All right. So, what you've just done for me, just so you know, I'm not trying to keep anything too close to the chest at this point, as things go wildly careening out of control. You've just confirmed a number of like creation myths that were native to Breakbow and disproved a number of other ones. There's like different interpretations and stories of like how the Lunar Willow came to be. And what I'm learning is that it was a prison. Effectively, it was, well, less of a prison, maybe more of a gravestone. Like it was sort of a thing, like a god died and it was like a whole thing, but like a dead god is still like a whole powerful situation. And then that could be a problem, especially if the god was like particularly effluviant. So, okay.
How fast do we need to get out of here?
Here's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna break into my emergency stash, Roland, and Roland hands her you see a scroll tube with like a silver emblem on it, and he goes, "This one work?" And she goes, "Yep." Unscrews it. You hear just a fizzle of like powerful magic diffusing into the room, and she goes, "Okay, great. And pulls out a big scroll. She lays it down on the floor like a floor mat, and she goes, "Great, teleportation circle. Everyone stand on the thing."
Oh, all right.
All right. Yep. And she kind of like rolls it out. Like it's just big enough to fit like Lorelai and Victoria. Like you got to kind of clamber over each other a little bit.
Yep.
She goes, okay. Yeah. So this is not so much that like the building's going to explode or anything, but more that like if we go up to the surface right now and the people in Breakbow who know like what there is to know, I can't come back here anymore. You guys shouldn't come back here for possibly ever. But there's...
Oh, that's... disappointing.
Yeah. I know.
Oh yeah,
So
you
nice
were
to
gonna
hear.
become a.
Yeah.
You were gonna be.
Yeah. I had a job
Maybe
offer.
we sort it out, but like in the short term here, there's going to be like crusading like paladins and zealots and everything who are desperately trying to kill all of you. And me by extension, because I started this and someone's going to know that. So here we go. And you guys feel just this lurch of teleportation as you are all sucked through time and space. Very familiar feeling for two of you. Sucked through time and space. You emerge into a marble. I was not going to do any of this. You emerge into a marble-lined, beautiful interior space. Huge vaulted ceilings leading up in just this massive dome that is painted with like these intricate fractal frescoes going up, like the very Sistine Chapel, Vatican City type feeling. But you look out and see that beyond the pillars and the dais of this great room that you are in is solid stone. You are underground somewhere, but yet it feels like there is sunlight and warmth in this space. And she goes, "Okay, you're gonna see some shit. We gotta debrief. We gotta talk. I can't do what I need to do looking like this right now, so we all need to be friends or we're gonna have a problem. Is that cool with everybody? Anyone got an issue with that?"
Very well.
Okay? Need an affirmative?
Affirmative.
All right.
All right, cool. Stand back, please. And Roland goes, "Yeah, you want to stand over here." Lady Sive walks into the middle of this great round space. There's like this compass rose etched into the floor. Everything like mosaic, beautiful marble, gold and silver filigree all over this room. She spreads her arms. Enormously bright light washes into the room. Lady Sive disappears, and standing before you is a great maned dragon.
Ooh.
Right. So, we gotta talk.
That is where we are going to end this first side quest for the Nyx Archive. Thank you all so much for being here. I
Nice.
want to
Cool.
say a special thank you to Mika McIntosh for coming to join us. Mika, plug your pluggables. What do you want to share with the crowd? What do you do?
Two main things. The first is Roll D5, ROLE D5, which is a Twitch channel that I helped create and one of the creators of, where we specialize in playing indie games, mostly one-shots. And then also on Spotify, The Heart is a Dungeon, which is a sad little podcast. And Season 2 follows Faye, and I play a Faye crow named Lala Lemon who smokes.
Lala Lemon who smokes. DM'd, if I'm correct, by our lovely friend Rara, right?
Correct, yes.
Rara is an absolute delight, and I know that because Mika just finished up GMing another Relic show on Tabletop
did.
Spinos Network.
It's going to be a hot minute before it comes out,
It will.
unfortunately.
It will.
But it's a doozy. It'll be a good one.
so
it will
excited.
also be kind of sad.
Aw,
Rara
sad
was in that one
stories
too.
for our emo people.
Yeah.
Yes. And Mr. Biscuits himself, John, would you like to plug your pluggables?
Absolutely. So I go by Mr. Biscuits at many of the conventions I go to. I am a designer and purveyor of third-party 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons content, most notably the First Gate, a Menagerie of Madness, which is a combination of realm and player options. We are currently working on Book 2, and it got so much darker. I am also affectionately known as a horrible monster, the concierge of curses, and the bane to all of my players' existence. You can find out all about me at biscuit10rpg.com. I'm Biscuit10rpg on all of the socials, and you can follow us at Twitch, Biscuit10rpg.
Please be sure to check out our lovely guests and their amazing work. The reason they're on the show is because we like what they do. Of course, I'm always joined by the regulars, Miss Marissa Montero and my lovely wife, Maddie Hammond. We're going to leave you with that. A lovely reveal, and oh my god, do we have stuff to talk about in the after show. You guys got a few minutes to stick around?